One day, Mr. Brown arranged to take everyone out to lunch at a new restaurant he'd been told about. Paddington arrived first, and to pass the time he consulted his favourite book, the Duncan Hyde Good Food Guide. Mr. Hyde went around the country testing restaurants, awarding the ones he liked best special hats as prizes. The very best were given bowler hats, but as far as Paddington could make out, the present one didn't rate even so much as a cloth cap. All the same, his mouth was starting to water, and it began to water even more when he caught sight of the sweet trolley. The Browns were still nowhere in sight, so he came to a decision. It seemed much more sensible to wait for them inside the restaurant.
Bonjour, monsieur. May I be of assistance?
Asked the waiter as Paddington drew near. No, thank you, said Paddington sadly. I was only looking. I think some of the sweets on that trolley might be worth a bowler in my food guide. To Paddington's surprise, his words seemed to have a magical effect on the waiter, and he immediately fetched the manager.
I can't tell you how delighted we are that you've honoured us with a visit, he boomed.
You can't? Exclaimed Paddington in surprise.
Pray follow me, said the manager.
Thank you very much, said Paddington.
I've put you in a window, sir, so that everyone can see, so that you can see better. Now, may I find something to titivate your palate?
Yes, please, said Paddington eagerly, but I'm not sure if I can afford it.
My dear sir, we don't want to bother ourselves with mere money.
Don't we? Exclaimed Paddington.
Certainly not, said the manager. Our chef is at your disposal. We want you to feel completely at home.
Oh, I do already, said Paddington. When can I start? I'm hungry.
Well, said the manager, I can recommend our avocado pear filled with sea-fresh prawns, or there's Dover fresh sole, farm fresh veal, oven fresh steak and kidney pudding.
I think I'd like to try some of each, please, Paddington announced rashly. My palate's very titivated.
Some of each? I must say, sir, you take your job very seriously. Would you care to test one of our rare old wines as well?
Paddington considered the matter for a moment. I think I'd sooner have some tin fresh cocoa, he said, but not too hot, please. I'm having lunch with Mr. and Mrs. Brown at 1 o'clock.
Another lunch? Good gracious. I'd better leave you to your task, sir, but I do hope you'll see fit to mention us when the time comes.
Oh, yes, said Paddington happily. I shall tell all my friends, just as soon as I've finished. And what, asked Mrs. Brown, are you doing, Paddington?
We were expecting to find you outside, said Mr. Brown.
I wish you had, groaned Paddington. Oh, I've eaten too much.
Paddington? Echoed the waiter. Paddington? Do you mean to say, we thought you was Duncan Hyde, come to test our dishes for the guide?
By the look of the bill, said Mr. Brown, he'll be testing the washing-up machine. Gosh, said Jonathan, it's over £17. There's £2 for a peach surprise, said Judy. I've got another surprise, said Paddington unhappily. I've only got 5 pence. I'm very sorry about this, began Mr. Brown.
Sorry? Exclaimed the manager. We only opened 2 days ago, and look at the crowds. Half London must be queuing to get in. I wish we could have that young bear sitting in the window every day of the week. Even if we haven't been awarded a Duncan Hyde hat, he must be worth his weight in lobster souffle.
Oh! Paddington let out a loud groan at the thought. Perhaps, he announced, you'd like to borrow my hat instead. I think I've gone off eating, so I shan't be needing it again for a day or two.